Hava Schultz, the host on this YouTube channel, a place where I provide inspiration and information on how to create a life you love living every single day. My birthday is on Earth Day, and I've always had a special place in my heart for the environment. Coincidence? I don't think so. When I was in kindergarten, the school I went to brought little plastic cups with chocolate pudding, crushed Oreos, and gummy worms to class to celebrate Earth Day with a really fun dessert. And now I have to point out the irony that they brought this dessert in single-use plastic cups on a day when we're supposed to remember to do things to help the environment. Anyway, I thought this dessert idea was the coolest thing ever, and since I'm not a huge cake person, unless it's something really cool and unusual, I requested this as my birthday dessert multiple times throughout my childhood. This year, instead of celebrating with a sugar rush that looks like dirt, I'm excited to share content all about how we can make this world a better place. That brings me to today's video, which is all about easy swaps. You know the 3 R's: reduce, reuse, and recycle. While recycling is way better than just throwing something in a landfill, it is still not an easy way of dealing with waste. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to reduce your waste in general using 10 easy swaps that'll help lower your impact on the environment. If you're like me, for years and years, pumps have been a convenient way of dispensing soap and simply what the soap comes packaged in. Even though they're made of theoretically recyclable plastic, that's not all they're made of. Many pumps and sprayers also have springs inside of them, which means they have to be completely dismantled in order to be recycled, and that just doesn't happen. So instead of risking that your soap bottle's pump ends up in the landfill, or if you just want to reduce your plastic use in general, this would be a good time to opt for a bar soap. My personal favorite for the past several months has been Good Soap, which I get for a really good price at Whole Foods. And the only packaging this comes with is little paper bags they put on the side if you want to use that for carrying, but you could probably just bring your own bag and use no packaging at all. Making the shift from toothpaste tubes to toothpaste tabs is a very new one for me. I ordered a pack of toothpaste tabs and a cute little jar from a brand called By Humankind. All you do is wet your toothbrush, bite onto the toothpaste tab, and then start brushing so that the little crushed bits can start to foam up. This is great because, as you can see, once I'm done, there is no packaging whatsoever. And when I run out of toothpaste tabs, I can simply replace them in the little jar without buying another. So I can get refills from By Humankind, or if I wanted to order from somewhere else, most places that sell toothpaste tabs understand that the people who are opting for this are trying to reduce their waste, so they usually use eco-conscious packaging. I think By Humankind has done an especially good job with their little glass jar because whether I use their toothpaste tabs or not in the future, they have made a nice little jar that's nondescript. So no matter what I put in there, I'm not gonna feel like my aesthetic is totally broken, whereas a lot of glass jars have brands plastered all over them. So it is reducing your waste, but it's a little bit short term as far as making sure people actually keep that jar for the long haul. So I just think that By Humankind has done something really smart, whether they realize it or not. This is not a sponsored video. I'm just genuinely sharing the brands that I'm currently using and why I think they're really fantastic. Fun fact, well, actually it's not that fun. Over 1 billion toothpaste tubes are thrown away every year. Confession. Over the years, I have thrown away thousands of cotton rounds. That is so wasteful. When I realized that using just a couple cotton rounds per day, one in the morning, one in the evening, would add up to over 700 cotton rounds per year, and there have definitely been many days when I used more than 2 in a day, I realized it was time to invest in reusable cotton rounds. They're both made of cotton, it's just that one is used once and has to be thrown away, and the other, once it's used, can be washed again and again and again. And I realized at some point that this is just terrible for the environment, but for some reason, there was a disconnect between when I realized it and when I invested. So I am happy and relieved to report to you that I am now someone who uses reusable cotton rounds. Paper towels present the exact same issue as cotton rounds. It's just instead of wiping your face, you're wiping some other surface. The easy fix here is to replace your paper towels with cloths or rags of some kind. I love the idea of the products that are specifically paper towel replacements, and that's so cool. Someday I'll probably invest in them for my own household. But the premise of this video is easy swaps, and easy often includes inexpensive. So in that case, just go ahead and get some super cheap washcloths from the store, or find old clothes that you don't want to wear anymore, and there you go. You've got a substitute for paper towels that can be washed and reused indefinitely. Plastic baggies are so convenient. They can hold food and a whole slew of other miscellaneous items, but the problem is once it's no longer holding something, gets pitched in the garbage. Since the sole purpose of plastic baggies is just to hold stuff, all you've got to do is find something else to hold your things. What I use most often is reusable containers that can be washed and used again and again. This is a recurring theme among sustainable products. If you need something more flexible though, there are plastic baggies that are reusable and dishwasher safe, so find what works for you and boom, it's easy. Quick break to let you know about another eco-friendly video I have on this channel. Go ahead and click here if you want to see something all about thoughts to think about as you go green. This is going to cover everything from a more in-depth recap of the 3 R's in composting to things to think about in terms of challenges and how to overcome them, and really understanding your personal why in terms of why do everything in that video or this video. So if you're really into eco-friendly living, go ahead and watch that video after this one. Let's get back to our easy swaps. It's easy to resort to plastic or paper plates when you don't feel like doing dishes. I get it. I used to be that way, but then I realized how wasteful this is and that it's really not that hard to scrub a dish. At this point, I just scrub my dishes after I use them, and if I'm really not up to it, I'd still rather just set it aside to scrub later. And if there's something really stubborn like cheese, I'll set it in the sink with some soap and water to soak and come back to scrub it later. Sometimes sustainable swaps can take a bit of extra effort, but I don't think this one is very hard at all. At home, it's easy to use whatever you keep in the silverware drawer, but sometimes plastic utensils can sneak into our meals on the go. I used to never think twice about this, and I'd even be proud of myself for completely rinsing a spoon or fork so it could be recycled properly. But then I realized that this is still waste, even if it's being disposed in a different way. By taking silverware from your kitchen with you and washing it when you get home, or by using a set of bamboo utensils like mine, which I especially love these because unlike most bamboo utensils, these can actually be washed in the dishwasher. With one of these scenarios, you will never need to buy disposable flatware again. This is the most iconic swap. Stop using plastic water bottles. They're expensive, wasteful, and saying that they're pure is just a sales tactic. In fact, concerns have been raised about microplastics getting from the bottle into the water itself. That doesn't sound pure at all. If your own health is not convincing enough, humans purchase 1 million plastic water bottles per minute. The majority of this plastic ends up in the ocean, and some estimates say that by 2050, there will be more plastic by weight in the ocean than fish. All that said, reserve plastic water bottles for emergency situations and switch to a glass or stainless steel water bottle for your daily use. My favorite are Takia water bottles, and although this is a pretty well-known brand now, I will have you know that I was a fan before anyone knew about them. We're talking 2017. Yeah, I'm the OG Takia girl. Anyway, this swap is so easy. All you have to do is take your water bottle and put it under the faucet of a sink or some other water dispenser, and there you go. You've got water and you can wash your bottle when you're done. I said the water bottle was the most iconic swap, but actually it could be shopping bags. While plastic grocery bags can be recycled if they're taken to the right place, and paper grocery bags are recyclable as paper, remember that recycling is just an alternative way of dealing with something that's already been deemed as waste. In this video, I'm trying to give you swaps so that you alleviate any waste to begin with. So acquiring a nice little collection of reusable shopping bags or totes is a great way to mitigate the whole need for those bags in general. And this way, once you unload whatever stuff you've purchased, you don't have these otherwise completely useless bags. You have something you can use next time you go shopping. Speaking of shopping, to lower your environmental impact, instead of buying low quality, cheap clothing that you can get tons of, I would recommend opting for a couple of other alternatives. If you're going to buy something new, consider being a consumer with a quality over quantity approach and purchase nicer, yes, potentially more expensive items that have a longer lifespan. Another approach is to shop secondhand at places like Crossroads, which is my favorite shop these days, as well as Buffalo Exchange, Plato's Closet, and so many other local stores depending on where you are. Secondhand shopping is a really great way to lower your impact on the environment, and I also want to note that it's a great way of lowering the impact on your wallet.
I have to share something shocking that I just heard. I was just taking some footage in my favorite place, which is Crossroads Trading Company, and as I was walking back to my car, I heard this lady say to her daughter, "Look, honey, that's a vintage store right there." And I'm like, no, it is not a vintage store. It has cool everyday clothing. It's just secondhand so that we can save the planet a little bit, and for some of us, save money. So I just wanted to put that out there, like, just because it's secondhand does not mean it's vintage.
Living a low-waste or zero-waste lifestyle is something that gets a rep of being inaccessible to people because of cost. While there are undeniably parts of it that can have higher upfront costs, yet in the long term, this can be a money-saving lifestyle overall. Secondhand shopping is one of the few ways you can feel the money savings up front. Plus, depending on your luck, you can even shop slow fashion, quality over quantity, second hand. By the way, just to prove I walk my talk, this cool vest right here is something I bought second hand. As you can see from these 10 easy swaps, there are some simple ways to make a difference. It's truly a win-win for you and the world. Don't feel like you have to implement all of these at once unless you feel ready and are inspired to. That's great. Instead, just go ahead and click the save button right down here so that you can always reference this video when you feel ready to bring another change into your life in the future without putting forth much effort. I also want to remind you of my video on things to think about as you go green, which it's linked in the description, but also you can just hover your mouse right up here and then a little eye will appear. If you click that, you can easily grab the link to that video. Comment below this video to let me know which swap you are the most excited about, and to support me on my quest to create for you full-time, go ahead and click that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Also, if you are looking for daily inspiration, go ahead and find me on Instagram where I post daily on stories, and feel free to shoot me a DM letting me know that you came from this video. I would love to connect with you. Thank you so much for watching all the way through. You are the best, and I can't wait to see you in the next video. Happy Earth Day!